All right, first up today are the South Carolina Gamecocks, represented by head coach Chad Holbrook, student athletes Braden Webb and Dom Thompson-Williams. Coach, would you make an opening statement, please?
Well, you got to congratulate Oklahoma State and the Hatch kid. He threw a great game. I thought Braden was terrific as well. It was a 2-0 game there through 8 innings, and felt like we still had a chance and felt good about our chances. To be honest with you, I think anytime you're at home and you're not behind too much, you think you got a chance and an opportunity. But we just couldn't do enough against their pitchers today. They were terrific. Hatch and Cobb were lights out. And sometimes you got to tip your cap to your opponent, and that's what we're going to do today. And the series isn't over, our season's not over. And told our players after the game today that would you signed up for the opportunity to win 2 games in a row at home and advance to the College World Series back in September, and they all said they would, and that's the opportunity in front of us, and that's how we're going to treat it as such. But our players played hard. They tried their tails off. Their pitchers were pretty good, and they capitalized on a couple of opportunities. And the opportunity that we had there, we didn't really capitalize on that, and that was ultimately the difference in the game.
Questions for your student athletes?
Dom, how would you compare Hatch to some of the better pitchers, number 1 starters you saw in the SEC this season?
He was pretty good. He stayed away and he kept it low, and he got out of big jams and threw huge pitches in certain situations, and you got to do that against a team like us, and he did it, and caps off to him for that.
Dom, I think this is like the 6th elimination game you guys have faced in the postseason. Just what's you guys' mentality going into a game where you have to win?
You play 3 games for a reason, and with this team, we're never out of it, and we did it last weekend, and that definitely gives us motivation to do it again this weekend. So I don't think any heads will be down. I think we'll be fired up to go tomorrow, and our pitchers will be too.
Follow-up question on that, Dom. Just what did you guys learn from last weekend that you guys can put forward to this weekend to help you guys win those 2 games?
That we're tough. We play hard no matter what inning it is, no matter how many runs we're down, and let the outcome come out as it may. But I think that our team is strong, and I believe in our team, and I think everyone on our team believes in our team. So that's motivation.
Braden, can you take us through when you found out you were going to get to start today, and just how you felt you threw coming off of last weekend?
I just felt that whenever the coaches told me that they were gonna throw me today and let Clark rest a little bit more because he threw way more pitches than I did last weekend, that my mentality was to come in and do what Clark would do on the very first game. And so I just felt that helped me prepare better for the start, and I felt that my outing today was not as great as I would like for it to have been, but I felt that I came out there and I competed.
For both guys, their coach said yesterday that there's more pressure on the home team in situations like this just simply because you are at home, and that they were going to try to take advantage of that. Do you guys feel that extra pressure as the home team, the team that's supposed to win, so to speak?
No, I think of it as an advantage, and I think everyone in Columbia, South Carolina, thinks of it as an advantage. I think that we need to come out and compete tomorrow and play like it's our last game, because it is our last game, and get the win and play Monday.
Braden, did you feel like you kind of got in a groove and that eventually the offense would get going and you were feeling pretty good, I guess, after that 3rd inning when they scored a couple runs?
It's never my job to worry about the offense, so I just, like I said before, I try to come out and compete as best as possible. Hats off to the other opposing pitchers, and, I'm not going to ever worry about our offense because you saw what we could do in the regional, and I think that we can do it again in these upcoming games, starting with tomorrow.
Dom, how do you feel like the game kind of changed as far as thought process when you go from down 2-0 to 5-0?
It's baseball. You know, things happen, and you know, I wouldn't have been surprised if we would have came back in the end because it's baseball. You know, we just got to keep our heads up and keep battling. You know, hats off to Braden Webb. He did a terrific job, and I think that our hitters did a terrific job. They just had timely hitting. You know, and home runs are huge when there's people on base, and we've seen that tonight. Thank you, guys.
Chad, what happened in the fourth with the hit that was bobbled at short and Cone was sent around third, got thrown out?
You know, I think Coach Esposito, you know, he just thought the ball was a little bit further in the outfield than it was. It's a tough angle. It's a tough read when the ball caroms off the shortstop there. And you see it heading toward the outfield. It's very, very difficult to tell how fast the ball's rolling and how far it's going to get away from the infielders. And you have to make a decision like that on the spur of the moment. And you know, the second baseman for them was heads up and made a great play. And, you know, and threw us out there. But this is a difficult play, and you hate to make the third out at home. But yet at the same point in time, you know, if you feel like you got a chance at that moment to score him, you certainly hate to hold him up. So that's one of the difficulties about coaching third base. Believe me, I've done it, and it's not easy from time to time on plays like that. And got to credit Oklahoma State, the second baseman kid there, Davis, made a great play.
Coach, I think Oklahoma State has given up 5 runs in 4 NCAA tournament games. What do you tell your guys heading into tomorrow when it's just teams have had just a really tough time scoring against this pitching staff?
Well, they're on a roll, and you know, they do things a lot like we do in regards to try to make it difficult on the opponent to score, pitch and play great defense, and they did that better than we did today. You know, and we pitched well, and it was a tight game there. You know, in the 9th inning, and we felt like we had a chance, and you know. The catcher there had a big day for him offensively and hit a home run, and so it was their day today. But it's they're awfully good. I said that going in, and I wasn't coaching speak. They're as good a pitching staff and a defensive team as we've played all year, and it's hard to score against kids and teams that pitch well and play great defense. They don't give you anything. You got to earn it, and then you got to try to step up when you have that 1 or 2 opportunities, because opportunities are few and far between. And we didn't execute that 1 inning when we had first and second and nobody out. And you know, we could have changed the complexion of the game right there. But, you know, it's baseball, and we're facing an awfully good pitcher, and sometimes you have to tip your cap to the opponent.
Did you consider at all using Tyler or Josh in the ninth to try to keep it close?
Was warm, but I wasn't going to use Tyler unless it was tight or we had a chance to win the game. That was the plan going into the game before the first pitch. You know, it was certainly a thought process, but you know, Taylor's been throwing well. He just made a mistake, and that kid put a good swing on it. And but yeah, I wasn't going to use Tyler Johnson as much as he's pitched last week, and in the way his recovery went this week. We were going to use him for 3 outs if we had an opportunity to win the game.
Now going back to that, with the runs being at a premium against this staff, how do you find that happy medium between being over aggressive and being aggressive?
It's a good. I mean, you know, you certainly can't give the opponent any outs, and that's kind of why I hesitated bunting Dom there, first and second, nobody out after we tried to bunt for a hit a little bit there, and he fouled it off. You don't get many opportunities with runners out there with your best hitters up there and a left-handed hitter and a right-handed pitcher. The odds are kind of in your favor, and it might be, you know, if he'd have taken that same swing in that at-bat that he did in the 9th inning, who knows what the game – you know, that's just baseball. And, you know, I'll sleep at night knowing I gave my best hitter a chance to hit. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But there's thousands and thousands of decisions that you have to make in the course of a game. And because the opportunities are so rare sometimes against a team like Oklahoma State, sometimes, I mean, the opportunities, I mean, the decisions are difficult ones. And you have to probably be a little less aggressive and let your players try to win the game because they're awfully good.
Chad, especially coming away from last weekend where you did almost the impossible, how much confidence do you have in this team going into tomorrow to stay alive?
I mean, you look at the percentages, the odds aren't in our favor, obviously. But, I mean, honestly, I don't know how tomorrow's going to go. But as I sit up here, we get to play at Founders Park for 2 games with a chance to go to the College World Series. Sign me up. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's just how I feel. Now, am I upset that we lost the game? Yeah, we could have done better. We could have played better. But sometimes the opponent had something to do with it, and they did today. They played better than we played. But we have an opportunity in front of us. It's not time to tuck our head between our tails and cry. I mean, we play 18 innings of great baseball. Who knows what's going to happen? And that's the attitude you got to have, and I hope that's the attitude our players have.
Chad, a couple of self-inflicted wounds with the base running mistake, Widener's bad pitch. But what do you tell the guys with that? Do you even bring those up, or you say a draw last week?
Yeah, they know. I told them exactly what I just told you. I mean, there's no. They understand. I mean, I don't want to sit here and bellyache over a couple mistakes that we made. No, we have a game to play tomorrow, and hopefully they'll be in the right frame of mind to play their best game. So they'll certainly take that to extend our season.
For tomorrow?
I'm pretty sure it'll be Schmidt.
When you're making that decision, what goes into it? Do you look at their stuff versus the team you're playing? Is it more about the makeup of a guy? Is it who's been hot? What all factors go into that decision?
Yeah, it's go with your best guy. And Schmidt's been our best guy all year long from a starting standpoint, and we'll have Schmidt and Tyler Johnson and Reagan available tomorrow, and those are our best guys. I mean, and so if we lose tomorrow, we will have lost with our best pitchers, and we about went with Clark today, but Braden threw great. He kept us in the game and gave us a chance. Did all we could ask him to do, but he used a few less bullets last weekend than Clark did. And Braden was a little quicker to recover than Clark was over the course of the week. So that was why we made the decision that we made.
Comfortable now that you've got the guy who was your number one all year long in what's the most important game?
Well, that's what I told our team. I mean, we got it. I think our pitching staff is re-energized itself based on the long weekend last weekend, and we have an opportunity in front of us. Now it's going to take us – we're going to have to play some darn good baseball. But we have a chance with our best guys on the mound. And, and if we play a great 9 innings tomorrow, it's all even, and who knows what happens. I love to see Game 3 here in Founders Park. That would be a neat atmosphere. But got to play some good baseball tomorrow.